There's a growing storm in Europe, and it's not on the battlefield. From Berlin to Warsaw, a new wave of Ukrainian refugees, mostly young men, has triggered a fierce political backlash. After Kyiv loosened exit rules in August, thousands of Ukrainian men under 22 flooded into Poland and Germany, raising questions, anger, and accusations of draft dodging while their country fights a brutal war. In Germany, politicians from Chancellor Friedrich Merz's government are losing patience. They say Berlin will continue to stand with Ukraine, but warn support could collapse if people believe Ukrainian men are avoiding the front lines.
We have no interest in young Ukrainian men spending their time in Germany instead of defending their country.
That single quote, now viral in German media, captures the rising anger as Germany juggles refugee costs, war fatigue, and far-right pressure. In Poland, the tone is even harsher. The far-right Confederation Party says Poland cannot keep sheltering men who should be fighting for their own homeland.
Poland cannot continue to be a refuge for thousands of men who should be defending their own country, while burdening Polish taxpayers with the costs of their desertion.
Even nationalist President Karol Nawrocki has vetoed a bill extending welfare payments for Ukrainian refugees, saying Poles are being treated worse than their guests. Nawrocki went further, proposing a ban on promoting banderism, a reference to the controversial Ukrainian nationalist Stepan Bandera, and calling for tougher citizenship laws and border penalties.
If we look at healthcare and see a certain preference of Ukrainians over Poles and the healthcare that Ukrainians are entitled to, regardless of whether they take a job and whether they pay a health premium or not, this puts us in a situation where citizens of the Polish state in their own country, Poland, are treated worse than our guests from Ukraine. Poles in their own country should be treated equally with our visitors from Ukraine. And this is the essential thing for me. That is why, dear ones, I did not sign the law on assistance to Ukrainian citizens in this form.
The statistics tell the story of Europe's turning tide. In just 2 months after Zelensky's rule change, 98,500 Ukrainian men aged 18 to 22 crossed into Poland, around 1,600 every single day. Many kept going west to Germany, where arrivals jumped from just 19 per week to nearly 1,800 per week in October. That surge, officials say, could undermine public support for Ukraine's war effort and hand political ammunition to populist and far-right parties gaining momentum in both countries. President Volodymyr Zelensky's decision to ease exit rules was meant to help Ukraine, not hurt it. He wanted young men under 25 to return later once they matured or completed studies, and to stop parents from sending their teenage sons abroad early. But the move has backfired. Now the very allies bankrolling his war effort, Germany and Poland, are facing a political revolt over his policy. As billions in aid and weapons keep flowing to Ukraine, the domestic mood in Europe is shifting fast. Germany, Kyiv's largest donor after the US, now debates cutting welfare to Ukrainian refugees. Poland's far right says enough is enough. And as winter closes in, both nations, once pillars of solidarity, are showing signs of cracking under refugee fatigue and economic strain. From Berlin's Bundestag to Warsaw's Sejm, one question echoes: how long can Europe keep arming Ukraine abroad while resenting Ukrainians at home?